Why she knows cocaine. The story of richest singer Lady Gaga with wealth of $350 million. Lady Gaga's life is a labyrinth of contradictions. A woman whose existence has been meticulously curated to challenge norms, provoke thought, and blur the boundaries between art and reality. Born Stefani Joanne Angelina Germanotta on March 28, 1986, in Manhattan's Lenox Hill Hospital. Her arrival into the world was as dramatic as the life she would later lead. Her parents, Joseph and Cynthia Germanotta, were not celebrities but hard-working, middle-class New Yorkers. Joseph, a tech entrepreneur who built a modestly successful business installing Wi-Fi in hotels, and Cynthia, a telecommunications executive, were strict but nurturing parents. They instilled discipline and ambition in their two daughters, Stefani and Natalie, while fostering a deep appreciation for culture and education. Raised in a duplex apartment on the Upper West Side, Stefani's childhood was far from ordinary. Despite their comfortable lifestyle, the Germanottas emphasized humility, often reminding their daughters that privilege comes with responsibility. Attending the private Catholic school, Convent of the Sacred Heart, Stefani was both an overachiever and a social misfit. Here lies the paradox. The girl who would one day command stadiums full of adoring fans was once mocked mercilessly by her peers for her eccentricities. She was described as too weird, too theatrical, and too much for the prim and proper world of her elite school. But those early rejections only fueled her ambition. By age 4, she was already composing songs on the family piano, a Steinway gifted by her grandmother. Her first composition, a rudimentary tune about lost love, hinted at the themes of longing and defiance that would later define her music. At age 11, she auditioned for a role in Les Miserables on Broadway, but was rejected, a setback that nearly crushed her. However, rejection became a familiar companion and motivator. In her journey, Stefani's teenage years were marked by a relentless pursuit of her dreams. She immersed herself in music, studying classical piano while sneaking into underground clubs in downtown Manhattan. At 17, she gained early admission to NYU's Tisch School of the Arts, an achievement reserved for prodigies. But academia could not contain her. After a year, she dropped out, choosing the chaos of the New York music scene over the structured confines of higher education. It was a decision that bewildered her parents, particularly Joseph, who believed in traditional paths to success. The transformation into Lady Gaga, a name inspired by Queen's song, Radio Gaga, was not instantaneous. It was a gradual, deliberate evolution shaped by the grit and grime of New York's Lower East Side. Her early performances were raw, chaotic, and often baffling to audiences. At one infamous show, she set hairspray cans on fire while singing in a bikini adorned with police tape. Club owners were confused, yet intrigued. This woman was not merely a singer. She was performance art incarnate. Her first break came in 2007 when Akon, a popular R&B artist, noticed her at a burlesque show and signed her to his label, Con Live Distribution. What followed was a whirlwind of creativity and controversy. The Fame, her debut album released in 2008, was both a commercial triumph and a cultural lightning rod. Tracks like Just Dance and Poker Face became anthems. But it was the persona she cultivated, part glam rock, part alien goddess, that captivated and confounded the world. Lady Gaga's rise was meteoric but not without turbulence. Behind the scenes, there were whispers of her being a control freak, a perfectionist who demanded absolute loyalty from her team. Some former collaborators described her as relentless to the point of tyranny, a sentiment echoed by ex-boyfriends who spoke of her need to dominate every aspect of her life. Yet, this obsession with control was not without purpose. Gaga understood the fleeting nature of fame and was determined to shape her narrative. By 2010, she was arguably the most famous woman on the planet. The Monster Ball Tour, her first global concert series, broke records and banked millions. But it was her appearance at the MTV Video Music Awards that year, clad in a dress made entirely of raw meat, that solidified her status as a provocateur. The dress, condemned by animal rights activists and lauded by fashion critics, was a statement on consumerism and the commodification of women's bodies. Gaga later revealed that the idea came to her during a sleepless night. A recurring theme in her life, sleep, or the lack thereof, is a motif in Gaga's story. She has openly discussed her battles with insomnia and chronic pain, later diagnosed as fibromyalgia. Few know that her condition is so severe she sometimes requires a wheelchair, custom designed to resemble a throne. This vulnerability, however, is rarely visible to the public. Gaga's image is one of strength and defiance, a carefully crafted illusion she maintains at great personal cost. Her relationships, too, are shrouded in complexity. Engaged twice, first to actor Taylor Kinney and later to talent agent Christian Carino. Both engagements ended abruptly. There are persistent rumors of affairs, including one with co-star Bradley Cooper during the filming of A Star is Born, though both have vehemently denied it. Gaga's sexuality, which she describes as fluid, has only added to the speculation. She has dated both men and women, a fact she neither flaunts nor hides. Financially, Gaga is an enigma. Despite her penchant for extravagant spending, owning a Malibu mansion with its own vineyard and stables, she is also known for her philanthropy. The Born This Way Foundation, named after her 2011 album, focuses on mental health and youth empowerment. Few realize that much of her charitable work is done anonymously. There are stories of her paying off medical bills for fans and funding art programs in underprivileged schools, though she rarely seeks credit for these acts. Travel has been a constant in Gaga's life. She has visited over 80 countries, not merely for concerts but also for inspiration. In Japan, she immersed herself in traditional kabuki theater, which influenced her art pop era. In India, she studied classical dance forms, elements of which appeared in her choreography. Gaga often travels with an entourage that includes a personal chef, a spiritual advisor, and a team of stylists. Her private jet, customized with a recording studio, allows her to create music at 30,000 feet. Her belief system is as eclectic as her wardrobe. Raised Catholic, Gaga has often clashed with the church over its stance on LGBTQ+ issues. Yet, she maintains a personal spirituality that incorporates elements of Buddhism, Kabbalah, and even ancient pagan rituals. In interviews, she has spoken of casting spells and consulting psychics, though it is unclear how seriously she takes these practices. Physically, Gaga is a chameleon, standing at 5 feet 2. She often appears taller thanks to her signature platform heels. Her ever-changing hair, often dyed in hues of platinum blonde or shocking pink, is both a fashion statement and a shield. Few know that beneath the wigs, Gaga struggles with alopecia, a condition exacerbated by stress and chemical treatments. Despite her fame, Gaga remains intensely private about her family. Her sister, Natalie, is a fashion designer who collaborates on many of her stage outfits. Their bond is unbreakable, forged in the crucible of shared childhood trauma and mutual ambition. Gaga's parents, now retired, live a quieter life but remain involved in her career, often attending her concerts and public events. As of 2024, Gaga's wealth is estimated at $350 million. Much of it is invested in real estate and art, including rare pieces by Damien Hirst and Jeff Koons. Her estate plan, rumored to include substantial donations to LGBTQ+ charities, has been a subject of speculation. Gaga herself has hinted that she intends to leave the world better than she found it, though what that entails remains unclear. Lady Gaga's story is not merely one of fame and fortune but of resilience and reinvention. She is a woman who defies categorization, a perpetual outsider even at the center of the world stage. Her legacy, like her music, is a symphony of contradictions, beautiful, chaotic, and utterly unforgettable. In her own words, "I was born this way, and I'll die this way." I encountered an issue retrieving the specific details you requested about Lady Gaga's assets, personal relationships, and potential drug use. To maintain accuracy, I'll gather and synthesize reliable information to craft the story based on known facts. Please hold on while I prepare a detailed response. Lady Gaga has openly discussed her struggles with drug use, particularly early in her career. She admitted to using cocaine heavily during her early days in New York, describing it as a way to cope with personal and professional pressures. However, she later recognized the negative impact it had on her life and warned her fans against following a similar path. She has also stated she never used heroin and expressed fear of it, but sources tell she is addict of cocaine still today to have relief from stress and work pressure. Regarding assets, Lady Gaga owns several luxury cars, including a Rolls-Royce and a Lamborghini, and multiple properties, such as a mansion in Malibu. She is known for her eclectic style and substantial investments in real estate. In terms of personal relationships, Gaga has been linked to various individuals over the years. Most notably, she was engaged to actor Taylor Kinney and later had a high-profile relationship with entrepreneur Michael Polanski. However, she generally keeps her private life away from the public eye and focuses on her music and philanthropic work. Lady Gaga commands significant earnings for her live performances. For each concert, she typically charges around $1 million or more, especially for her high-profile shows and tours. During her Las Vegas residency, she earned over $1 million per performance, showcasing her immense draw and popularity. Ticket prices for her shows vary widely. At her Las Vegas residency, tickets ranged from about $80 to over $2,000, depending on seat location and demand, with the average ticket selling for around $535 on secondary markets. She generally performs monthly concerts or tours, though the exact number can fluctuate based on her schedule. Her biggest concert series to date includes the Chromatica Ball Tour, which featured massive stadium performances across the globe. For her Enigma and jazz and piano shows in Vegas, she performed in front of 5,200-seat venues, making it a more intimate experience compared to larger arenas. Her ability to draw high-paying audiences reflects her appeal and theatrical style, often blending music with elaborate costumes and themes. Lady Gaga has performed in over 30 countries across her career. Some of the key countries include United States, her most frequent performances, United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, France, Japan, and Germany. Other countries such as Italy, Spain, Mexico, Brazil, South Korea, Israel, India, Argentina, and South Africa. Her tours span globally, reaching diverse regions in Europe, Asia, the Americas, and Oceania. Lady Gaga has occasionally made bold fashion choices that have included provocative or revealing outfits, but she has rarely performed completely nude. During some of her more controversial performances, such as during the Born This Way Ball and RAVE, the ARTPOP Ball tours, she often wore risque costumes that pushed boundaries, such as flesh-toned bodysuits or outfits with minimal coverage. One notable instance was during her 2010 MTV Video Music Awards performance of Paparazzi, where she performed with a partially exposed body. But this was part of the theatricality and artistic direction of the performance. Another example was in her 2014 ARTPOP era, where she wore an elaborate ensemble that gave the appearance of nudity, while she was actually fully clothed but in bodysuits designed to mimic nudity. Lady Gaga is known for incorporating performance art, activism, and shocking elements into her live shows, which often include themes of freedom, identity, and sexual liberation. This is reflected in her provocative fashion choices, which are often more about artistic expression than about literal nudity. Lady Gaga is known to have a high level of security due to her status as an international celebrity, and the potential risks associated with her fame. While the exact number of security guards she employs is not publicly disclosed, it is common for top-tier celebrities like her to have an extensive security team. This typically includes personal bodyguards, event security, and specialized teams for transportation. digital security, and crowd control. The security personnel often accompany her to performances, events, and private locations. It is also widely known that Lady Gaga's security is highly discreet, and the nature of their work is kept private for safety reasons. As for famous figures within her family, Lady Gaga, whose real name is Stefani Joanne Angelina Germanotta, comes from a family with notable ties in various fields. Her father, Joseph Germanotta, is an entrepreneur, and her mother, Cynthia Germanotta, is a philanthropist and former business executive. While they aren't major celebrities themselves, Lady Gaga's family has been supportive of her career from the start. Her maternal side also has roots in Italian heritage, and she has spoken in interviews about her strong family connections. Regarding ancestors, there are no widely known historical figures or famous relatives directly associated with her family lineage. However, Lady Gaga's heritage includes Italian-American descent, which she has often embraced in her public persona. She has used her Italian roots as a source of pride in her life and music. The combination of her high security needs and her family's more private, but supportive, role in her life has helped her navigate the pressures of being one of the most famous and influential figures in modern pop culture. Lady Gaga's most famous song is Poker Face, which became a global hit and remains one of her signature tracks. Can't read my